Hello, it's Jay Foss back with another Soul Exchange video. Again, the data mine / leak is correct. They did make a last minute change in the bottom row with the green. So let's get into this. I think it's overall, I'm a little disappointed compared to the last couple, which had, Millennia, Ludwig, Albrecht, etc. Typically, I would like to see more, if we're saying cheaper ones, more like specialized roles, like maybe an old Titan fighter like Frida or Evelyn or something. But let's get into it. Some of these could still be useful for most rosters, but starting out with Terrace. Yeah, I mean, she's all right. I don't see her very often. These are the Limit Break 2 stats. Her Limit Break 2 stat would help if you did. But I wouldn't. Everybody's probably got better options. It is a healer that attacks, which is somewhat unique. Does sort of do the zombie revive. She's fine. She's not particularly exciting, but maybe, if you need her or want her, there you go. By the way, I'm missing Terrace, Musashi, Sartana Costume, Drakephone, Ganyu, Guardian Kong, and Galliard. Those are the ones that I'm missing. Musashi is an old hit 3. The thing with some of these heroes are so old, like 5, 6, 5+ years old, that as stats gradually increase, they sort of indirectly become less powerful because the attack, like this 332%, for example, is a function of the attack stat. So the problem with some of these older heroes is that even if they were good then, or the special is good, the base stats are not. And these are all a little bit deceptive because they're showing Limit Break 2. But that's what it is without Limit Break 2 and emblems. So it's a little deceptive, but some of these are really old. And, he's fast at least and does technically hit 3, but it's minor damage to 2. Not particularly exciting either, in my opinion. Kingston, old hero of the month. Sniper, the attack town that goes up, or increases rather. That effect is okay. It can be helpful for survival. It just follows the trend with this first row. It to me isn't particularly exciting. Compare this to last time when they offered Grace, which is a much more modern, strong hero of the month in the same color. But there you go, he's fast at least, there's that. Aries was like the second hero of the month. Was a popular tank before I even started playing, and I've been playing just over 4 years and 3 months now, approximately. It's just too, like a lot of these I'm mentioning, it's just from a bygone era. Now, does he have marginal utility for something like a later Mythic Titan hit on certain colors? Okay, but his attack stat is so low, and there's no special damage either. It's mostly tiles for like Mythic, but still every bit helps. I would just probably level Shader Eve, the 4-star, and use that. But I've had Aries maxed forever, and I haven't used him in at least 2.5 years. Sandra, I think last time they had Alice. Again, it's fast at least, so there's something to be said. That's, something. Just for these old ones not to have the costume, it's disappointing. This is another one that's dated that, you pull any other fast blue that has been released in the last 2 years, it's probably even 3 years, it's probably going to be a better option for you. So honestly, if you are one of those that stocks up and doesn't have a huge surplus I wouldn't take any from the first row, honestly. So second row, we at least have the costume here. This is a relatively high snipe. You know, you get some extra help here from the costume bonus. I mean, this is fine. It is what it is. You get what you expect here. It doesn't do anything else fancy. I mean, it's okay damage, and it's a fast purple. Drakephone, again, same story, different hero. 270 target nearby, at least it's full damage. The minus 35% accuracy helps, but in a situation where it just doesn't live up to modern stats. So as you're going into these limit broke 2 defense eras, if you're relying on Drakephone for damage, it's gonna be it's not gonna be an easy ride. Now he does have the added minus 35% accuracy, which is at least some additional utility. So I if you're really desperate for yellow, I definitely prefer him over Musashi. But there are better heroes now, and I'm missing him, and I probably won't even take him. Albrecht, for 15, maybe this is of the old ones, because he's very old too, 2017 release. You know, he is a reviver, so if you don't have any revivers, that's something. So if you're desperate for revivers, there's your guy. Again, with these, God, there's so many old ones here comparatively to the like really, really, really old. But if you need a reviver, there it is. Elizabeth was a popular tank for a very short time, a couple years ago. She does produce fiends, decent fiends that do the mana generation, so that could be useful. She's average speed. So there's some utility. The bloody battle, useful as well. I will note here, and because it's from around the same time, that the damage is pretty small. Like if you compare it to a similar or a hero from the same era, like Octros will do more damage with 0 tiles on the red tiles on the board. So you're not getting Elizabeth to be a red damage dealer. It's more of, I mean, there's still some damage, yes, but you're looking at probably specialized teams like other fiend creators or healing reducers like the Elkinen costume or whatever. You're looking for some sort of synergy like that, but at least it's fairly new hero. We have Lepus, Astro Lepus, so this doesn't even come with the costume, it looks like, which is disappointing. It's a decent fast attacker. He has issues with survivability, given his old stats, and it'd take a massive investment to get this to the levels that you need for him to be competitive at even a moderately high level. But he is fast. He is a hitter. There's a lot of fast ones on here at least, but a lot of them are too old in my opinion. Going into the final row, we have Agrofina. Now the Magic heroes in the initial release went through a lot of changes. When my first YouTube videos series was an overrated, underrated series, I had some of the Magic heroes on my overrated list. Then they basically all got buffed and got made stronger. They've been out since September 2021. They've gone through a bunch of changes. I do think that she's could be decent now. I think with about 10% mana, you can get, not level 10, but 10% mana gain via talents or troops combined. Without 10%, you can get to charge 1, and I think it's like 21% you get to charge 2 and 10, and 10% you get to charge 1 and 5 tiles. So 5 and 10 or 5 and 11 is probably what most people are looking at for tiles to charge. The second special is good. This can stand in as a purple tank if you don't have any. We see maybe on average 1.5 per war, so people at the top are occasionally even using this. So I do think there's some relative strength here. I do think this having a charge hero in here is nice. It's not on the level of Millennia at all, but I mean it's something that's helpful. It could fill a need for some people, I think, and it's a decent hero now after all the adjustments. Topaz may be, in my opinion, the strongest one here. It's a hard minion counter that does decent damage, so with her being the sorcerer class, she can do 4 tiles per charge with a max magic troop. That's magic, not mana. I like this hero. I do use this hero. Good minion counter. Being able to start getting charges in 4 tiles. This 350 to target nearby for charge 2 still competes with the fast heroes. This charge 2 you're comparing to fast, even though it's 8 tiles, and if you have max troops, your fast are charging in 7 typically. But, you know, it still is comparable. It's still good. It's still relevant if you're facing Arco or other minion creators. And the charge mechanic is good against direct mana reduction. I think, in my opinion, this is the best overall one offered. But no real defense utility like a lot of charge heroes. Guan Yu, this was put in to replace Caitlyn. What you have here is good damage to 3 with average speed with sort of a quasi-minion counter. A lot of these, at least this time, I don't know if there's one that's like a super standout must-have like Millennia was. And I think Arco's better than all these too, to be fair, who was also offered last time. But if you need a big hitter, that's average speed. With the War 3 Kingdoms family bonus, he has a lot of synergy opportunities. A decent hero. I don't have this one. I don't know what I'm going to take yet, or if I'm going to take a second Topaz, but may get this guy or one of the other ones I don't have. But I don't know if I'll ever level it. I've leveled all my other Soul Exchange heroes, but this one's less appealing to me personally. But again, the bottom row, it's sort of the same story of it's decent if you need the function. That's what I would say about the bottom row. If you need one of these unique skills, then it gets the job done. Guardian Kong costume. Now, the costume is offered here, which I like. There are very few red dispel buff heroes in the game. He does reflect ice, so if you need those things, this is your guy. I have Mitsoku leveled, and I plan on getting Costume Gormek eventually, who dispels buffs first. So for me, I'm going to go after the second costume of Gormek to sort of play this role, but if you don't spend a lot, there's no guarantee that you'll get that. So if you like this skill, the Dispel here is the unique thing. There aren't a lot of red Dispels, so if you need that in your roster, that can help there. Galliard is a sniper that has good sniping damage, is a little bit more modern than some of the offerings in the first 2 rows, as the 3rd row in general is a little more modern. So immune to fiends, and so if you pop it after the fiends, then you get the protection, kind of. They still stay there, but if you pop it before the fiends, they're immune to fiends. So you have a decent amount of damage that can protect against fiends. Maybe a little underrated hero, I still think, because fiends haven't been like super prevalent, but to have fast speed as a hard counter to fiends, I mean, if you want that in your roster, and I don't know if I'll ever level the hero I take this time, even though I've leveled the past 5, but It's a niche. It's a niche thing with some good fast damage, and I like the family bonuses for gargoyles. So again, not a hero that's gonna be the most exciting, but he can help you in certain ways, and that's sort of the theme here. I would say none of these are considered the best heroes anymore. None of these are frequently used in top flight offenses or defenses. Some of them are used occasionally, like Topaz on offense or Agrofina on defense. Guardian Kong's popular in high-end rush. Obviously, not everybody plays high-end, but like always with this, I would just really focus in on what you feel your roster needs. There's utility here, but there's no superstar. Topaz is probably the best overall, but if you're sitting there already with Ojima and a bunch of other minion counters, you may not need her. And maybe you could use some utility elsewhere, but more so than other soul exchanges, I would use this to sort of fill a gap in your roster if you're missing something specific or looking for a specific team synergy. And that's what I got for Soul Exchange 6. It's a fun time in the game. Good luck with your decisions, and thanks for watching.